Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 11ENISE, the international meeting on information security, with this year with the title Challenges of Cybersecurity in a Connected World. Without further ado, let's have the opening session with a words welcome by Don Antonio Silván Rodríguez, Mayor of León.
Bien, buenos días.
Good morning,
a todos.
Ladies and gentlemen. The city of León would like to welcome the more than 1,300 participants who will be attending today and tomorrow in this 11th edition of ENISE here in the city of León. Dear Minister for Public Works for the Region of Galicia, Director General of INCIBE, subdelegates of the Government of Spain, President of the Audience, representatives of the police forces and of the Ministry of Defense, representatives of the business organizations of León, representatives of the Leonese society, and most especially those of you who join us today and tomorrow. Welcome to the city of León. I think that this 11th edition of ENISE has an item of reference, a very significant one, regarding cybersecurity. 50 billion devices are connected to the Internet, will be connected to the Internet in the year 2020, and they will be needing protection. This is already becoming reality, a reality that needs to be addressed. Therefore, this meeting is going to bring forward experts, professionals, and companies of national and international renown, with the aim to deepen into the measures to protect the broader industry of technology and cybersecurity, and also with the world of business relevant to economic activity. All of this here at the city of León, which little by little is becoming an international capital for cybersecurity, thanks to the presence of our National Institute of Cybersecurity. The challenges that are going to be addressed during the most interesting presentations, more than 130 papers are going to be delivered to see which are the protection measures, what are the developments, new trends, new threats, the vision not only national but international in Europe, in Latin America, across the world, and a challenge, an important challenge, and that is raising awareness and educating the people. Awareness and education is something that pertains to the public sector, but also to the private sector and society in general. We have to protect our critical infrastructures. We have to protect our data. We need so many measures to protect the data and our business. Therefore, cybersecurity has to be considered as a priority. And little by little we are achieving this. However, we have to work towards this goal. We have some interesting data regarding the part of the work that still has to be done, and which will be addressed during this forum. 49% of those responsible for cybersecurity in Spanish companies do not consider cybersecurity as a priority at the national level. However, this percentage is similar in our most immediate environment. Another datum that reflects the need that we have to protect ourselves from the bad guys. 84% of businesses have suffered some sort of security breach in the last few years. That's why we need this awareness, this education, and we're going to also have some outreach. Another ingredient of this 11th ENISE in León is the opportunity for business. Given the outstanding economic growth that accompanies cybersecurity, Spain is already turning over more than 200 million euros, and the figure grows annually by 10%. So we have a lot to do here as well. It's also an opportunity for employment. The Director General Alberto was mentioning the other day that from here to the year 2022, we will be needing some 350,000 experts in biosecurity, only in the European Union. I think this is an opportunity that we should be taking care of, because our youth need to have some decent jobs. Besides, ENISE also means entrepreneurship. This is a meeting to dynamize the economy in general, and also something that affects the economy of León. It's an essential pillar for the growth of the technological ecosystem of León. Out of the 76 projects submitted, 10 will be sponsored by INCIBE, and this is a synonym of future, a synonym of activity and of employment. And I will conclude my welcome words by stating that León is advocating for cybersecurity. We wish to uphold the name and the reputation of the city of León and our region in being at the front guard of cybersecurity. All the local administrations, the central administrations, the government of Spain, all levels of administration, and the City Council, all are working hand in hand to implement the principle of unity of action. León is also the right venue to implement and develop projects connected to cybersecurity, to technology. Our business sector proves this. We have challenges ahead of us. We are facing them, we are meeting them, and we already have some international outreach. I shall conclude. As the mayor of a beautiful city, that I am proud of being the mayor. León is, of course, tantamount to cybersecurity. León is also a welcoming city, a hospitable city, a safe city, where you can take a good walk, and we have the best gastronomy. And I invite you all participants at this 11th ENISE here in León, to enjoy all the beauties and the wonders of our city, including our excellent food. I wish you a successful conference and an enjoyable stay at our city, which is now your city as well. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lord Mayor, for your kind words. The floor is now for Mr. Alberto Hernández, the Director General of INCIBE. Thank you, Mayor and Minister for Public Works, Subsecretary of the Government, civil and military authorities. Good morning to you all, and welcome to the 11th edition of the International Meeting on Information Security, ENISE. First of all, I would like to excuse the absence of the Secretary of State for the Digital Agenda, Mr. Lasalle, who was going to be with us at this opening ceremony, but considering the current situation, he could unfortunately not make it. We are going through times of great complexity and uncertainty. Besides, hyper-communicated information and the social media are proving the current situation. Therefore, our main goal must be to maintain and strengthen trust and more specifically in this scope, that of digital trust or confidence. In this respect, it becomes necessary to have proper cybersecurity, and through the National Cybersecurity Institute, INCIBE. Despite the difficulties in the last few years, the Institute is now enjoying a large budget with more than 23 million euros and the increase of staff by 34%, which is good news when it comes to working to develop cybersecurity in our citizens and our companies, but also to dynamize the industry in this new sector, the sector of cybersecurity, acting in relevant areas for businesses such as access to market niches, innovation in new products, support to entrepreneur activities, greater visibility for our companies abroad, and also to develop several actions to dynamize public and private partnerships. In this framework, we are working hard in León these days, and the interest raised has been great, and as the mayor said, we have almost 1,300 participants registered and 136 speakers, which is far more than during previous editions. All under the logo of the challenge of cybersecurity. We shall face these challenges in this new situation in which we live. If we recall the new European cybersecurity strategy, which establishes that all the member states are obliged to adopt a national strategy with the aim to achieve and to maintain a high joint level of security in information networks and systems. In Spain, we are working on it. This European cybersecurity strategy includes assigning roles and responsibilities at the government level. The European Commission has recently published a framework including new regulations for the European ENISE cybersecurity agency, and important for our industry, a declaration of the need to establish a European certification system as the basis for the single European cybersecurity market. We shall have the opportunity also to analyze the impact of the transposition of the directive and what it will mean to our national and international cybersecurity strategy for a smarter Spain, as being fostered by the Secretariat of State for Information and Digital Agenda. We shall be also working on other topics, the technological challenges and in the public and private sector. The challenges we face, besides new aspects such as the 4.0 connected industry, the use of data, intensive automation, artificial intelligence, and many other aspects which have been discussed in the field of cybersecurity worldwide. We shall also approach the role played by developing countries in the construction of global cybersecurity, the role of Latin American countries in the framework of the tight cooperation that we maintain with the Organization of American States. And if you allow me, last month of June, we had 300 participants from 29 countries that came to train here in León. And last but not least, we shall approach aspects of the development of our industry, to which purpose we shall analyze with the participation of the Center for Technological and Industrial Development, CNEPI, the opportunities for R&D in international plans, as well as the opportunity to host a business forum for the second time in a row in collaboration with ISEX, which will enable us to hold more than 100 meetings between international buyers and companies from our country. I'd like to also announce that in the oncoming days, there will be events across Spain around cybersecurity, such as the European competition for young talents, young hackers, to take place in Malaga from 31 October to the 1st of November. And our youth talent team will defend the European Championship that was won last year at Düsseldorf, highlighting that the programs to promote talent in Spain are reality. And also the CyberCan event with the aim to bring cybersecurity to the families, that is going to take place in the city of Santander from the 30th of November to the 3rd of December. You're all invited, and which last year beat the records of attendance here in León with more than 20,000 participants. At the end of the day, cybersecurity and the protection of our infrastructures must be the leaders in the development of the digital roadmap for our country. Therefore, the Secretariat of State for Information and Digital Agenda has worded this into the digital strategy for a smarter Spain with the aim precisely of updating in ethics our society through a new framework of innovation and convergence for the future. The contributions that we shall receive from you during these days shall certainly be very valuable to this purpose. Thank you very much for your attention.
Muchas gracias, Alberto.
Thank you very much, Alberto. We conclude this opening ceremony of 11ENISE with the intervention of Mr. Juan Suárez-Quiñones, Director of Development of the Junta de Castilla. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mayor, Director of the INCIBE, civil and military authorities, Presidents of the Chamber of Commerce, CLCL. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the INCIBE for their invitation to have us here as the government of Castilla and León to be present in the first event of this kind of the International Meeting on Information Security held in León. This is an important point in the international agenda, and you will be working on the challenges of cybersecurity in a connected world. We live in a connected world. Internet and mobility has meant a radical transformation of the way we work by teach, learn, the way we relate to one another in a nutshell, the way we live. So this is a wireless electronic form of globalization. We do not have phones in our hands. We have a computer, a huge computer, 24/7 in our hand. It has 100 more capacity, 100 times more capacity than the processor that took men to the moon. So we are in a continuous challenge of information. 20 households generate more internet traffic than the whole net in 1998. So they are amazing figures, 50,000 devices connected, the mayor said before, in 2022, and Spain is a connected country, is the European country with the highest penetration of smartphones and tablets. So we have 38 million downloads every day. They download 4 million apps every day in Spain. So in a nutshell, these are figures that in the coming years will be increased. We have disruptive technologies, cloud technologies, pirate technologies, social mobility, and with 5G, these are technologies that are taking us to a new permanent revolution. We're not speaking about the fourth or fifth revolution, but a permanent revolution that's taking us to a hyper-connected world where we will see that the most difficult thing is to have a device that's not online. For the European Commission and this 2020 strategy, connectivity is a challenge because they understand that in Europe there are three factors for growth for the 21st century. First, and particularly this growth, smart growth. But that will only work if this digital planet is safe. This diverse, innovative world has to be safe. It is dangerous, is vulnerable, and is breached every day because there are those who use new technologies for evil, and they're ready to do it. Cybercrime affects everyone, affects users, affects companies, affects the administrations, everything in the public and private sector. There is no small or large business that's not threatened by cyber attacks. For all of us, there's a chronic of cyber attacks, a history of cyber attacks, with evil succeeding. Last May, there was a mass cyber attack of the ransomware WannaCry. It was the largest in history. Shortly in the first quarter of 2017, there was an attack also that affected for 11 days companies such as Amazon and bitcoins. So it's cyber espionage that is affecting, that apparently affected the US elections. Last week, it was found out that the protocol of most Wi-Fi networks is vulnerable and it can be attacked. and we are under threat all the time. Spain, according to the INCIBE, in 2017 we had 150,000 cyber attacks. It doubled the figures for last year. And the National Cryptological Center also witnessed an attack of critical infrastructures, both public and private. So we are in danger. 2016 was a hard year in terms of cybersecurity. Security schemes and companies and administrations were threatened and endangered. Attacks to banks, to energy businesses, airports have been around 260 and 340 million in losses in money. So this is what the mayor said. Businesses, not all of them, are not too concerned about cybersecurity, and there's an increase in 7.6% in their investment in cybersecurity. In 2016, we will have 213 million in investment in cybersecurity in 2020. But fortunately, there's also a positive side to this. We are more and more aware of the risks, and cybersecurity is an element of the administration of all countries, administrations, companies, and individuals, because this is an attack that we have to really face globally. We have to face together. We need to have a coordinated response and multidisciplinary response. Cyberspace that's safe is what the INCIBE is working for. We really need to be capable of preventing and try these attacks and try to respond to that. From the Junta de Castilla y León, we try to create awareness about this through our digital point network and through our access points. But this is where we are going to learn in the INCIBE and ENISE in this meeting, because INCIBE is there for that, to prevent and to respond. All of you, the 130 experts, we will be discussing here there to help us and to show us the future for the world, a world that is endangered, because this new digital world, this new digital planet is there to be a better world. Then the key is that it is safe, and we need you for that. Mr. Director of the INCIBE, congratulations for the ENISE, and we hope that this is a very successful meeting. Thank you very much for your words, representative of the Junta de Andalucía, Secretary, and we officially open the ENISE. Now we'll have a video of León.
Érase una vez un reino, flanqueado por impresionantes montañas. En el que hermosos riachuelos riegan las fértiles tierras. Bajo la que se esconden hadas y maravillas. Entre dos ríos nace su capital plagada de lugares increíbles. Atraviesa su milenaria muralla. Para descubrir imponentes monumentos y algunas de las más importantes fiestas del mundo. Admira construcciones de vanguardia. Y lugares legendarios donde se esconde la Capilla Sixtina del Románico. Y donde los grandes maestros levantaron las más hermosas construcciones. Una ciudad en la que prisiones con ilustres huéspedes dieron paso a lujosas moradas. Te invito a seguir el camino mágico que atraviesa este reino. Custodiado por valientes caballeros. Y en el que el peregrino puede alimentar algo más que su alma. Descubre tesoros y colosales construcciones que hombres de otras épocas dejaron atrás. Visita una tierra de templarios y degusta los platos más intensos. Diviértete en las pistas de sus estaciones invernales. Ven y disfruta durante todo el año de una tierra de cuento de hadas. León, tu próxima estación.